Picture this. You're trying to fall asleep. While the air around you is so cold, your breath turns to ice before it even leaves your lips. Most people rush to turn up the thermostat when the temperature drops. But the Inuit, they rest peacefully in conditions as brutal as -84 degrees Fahrenheit, without heaters, without electricity, and without modern technology. Their secret lies in a set of ancient techniques, perfected over generations, that turn one of the harshest environments on Earth into a place where they can actually sleep in comfort. While we often rely on blankets and heaters to stay warm, the Inuit have mastered something far more powerful: their own bodies. The human body is an incredible heat generator, producing enough warmth each day to boil gallons of water. But the Inuit take this natural furnace to the next level. Over generations, their bodies have adapted to burn energy faster, creating more heat even while resting. And by eating the right foods before sleep, they trigger a thermogenic effect, where digestion itself becomes a source of internal warmth, keeping them cozy through the coldest nights. Before bedtime, the Inuit fuel their bodies with meals most people wouldn't dream of: thick cuts of seal blubber and rich, fatty fish. These high-calorie, fat-loaded foods aren't just for energy, they're strategic. Packed with omega-3s, they help blood keep flowing even to the fingers and toes in the freezing cold. By eating about 2 hours before sleep, they ignite their metabolism at the perfect moment, turning digestion into a slow-burning heat source that lasts through the night. Even while resting, the Inuit body works harder than most. Their baseline metabolism runs faster, meaning they generate more heat without needing to move a muscle. It's like having a built-in heater running 24/7, an adaptation shaped by centuries of survival in unforgiving cold. An igloo might look like a simple pile of snow, but it's actually a masterclass in survival architecture. Snow, surprisingly, is an excellent insulator. Its tiny air pockets trap warmth just like the insulation in modern homes. Inuit builders carve and stack dense, wind-packed snow blocks in a spiral dome, always with a low entrance, facing away from the wind. Inside, the structure traps rising body heat, gradually warming the space without melting the walls. Over time, that warmth even refreezes into a thin ice layer, sealing in heat and strengthening the dome. It's a shelter that gets warmer and sturdier the longer you stay inside, strong enough to hold the weight of a person on top, yet delicate enough to manage the perfect balance of heat and airflow. The igloo stands as one of the most efficient, elegant, and environmentally integrated homes ever built, crafted entirely from the very element it protects against. When building a full igloo isn't practical, the Inuit turn to other clever snow shelters. A simple snow cave or a well-placed wall of packed snow can shield against brutal winds and trap valuable heat. Even a basic barrier of snow can create a pocket of calm and warmth, acting like a natural insulation layer in the middle of a frozen wilderness. Inside an igloo, even the fiercest blizzard becomes a whisper. The same snow that traps heat also muffles sound, creating a calm, silent space where the chaos outside fades away. This natural soundproofing turns the igloo into a peaceful refuge, perfect for rest, even when the wind howls through the Arctic night. Staying warm in the Arctic isn't about piling on clothes, it's about layering smart. The Inuit learned that wearing too much can backfire. When you overheat, your body sweats, and in extreme cold, that moisture quickly freezes, pulling heat away and putting you at risk. Instead, they use a precise 3-layer system: a base layer to wick away moisture, an insulating layer to trap heat, and a windproof outer shell to block out the elements. Most importantly, they leave small air gaps between layers, pockets of warmth that boost insulation without trapping sweat. Tight clothing is avoided, as it restricts circulation and compresses these airspaces, reducing their insulating power. By dressing in loose, adjustable layers, the Inuit can fine-tune their body temperature and avoid the dangerous cycle of overheating and freezing. It's a system so effective, modern outdoor gear companies still base their designs on these age-old principles. Sleeping directly on snow would drain body heat in minutes, so the Inuit build a barrier between themselves and the frozen ground. They lay down dried grasses or boughs, followed by thick animal hides, creating layers that trap warmth and block the cold from below. This natural insulation is essential, since the ground can steal heat up to 6 times faster than air. Caribou hide is the ultimate Arctic sleeping material, nature's version of high-tech gear. Each hair is hollow, trapping air and locking in body heat with incredible efficiency. Even when slightly damp, it stays warm, unlike modern fabrics that lose insulation fast. It's breathable, silent, and can last for decades. In fact, a well-made caribou hide can outperform even the most advanced sleeping bags on the market today. Traditional Inuit craftsmanship ensures that the hide retains its natural oils, which help it repel moisture while still allowing it to breathe, an essential quality for sleeping in extreme cold. The fur is usually worn or laid with the hair facing inward, so the insulating layer is in direct contact with the body, maximizing heat retention. Some families even pass down particularly well-crafted hides through generations, prized for their durability and life-saving warmth. In every way, caribou hide is a perfect example of how indigenous knowledge and natural materials can outshine even the most cutting-edge modern technology. To hold on to every bit of warmth, the Inuit curl up in a tight fetal position while sleeping. This posture reduces exposed surface area, helping the body retain heat more efficiently. Hands are tucked into armpits, feet drawn close or slipped behind the knees, shielding extremities that are most vulnerable to frostbite. Sleeping on the back is avoided, since it increases contact with the cold ground. By staying compact and still, they create a personal heat bubble that lasts through the night. When the cold is at its worst, sleeping alone isn't an option. The Inuit sleep close together, often in a spooning formation, using shared body heat to stay warm. Family members are arranged by need. Children and elders are placed in the center, surrounded by stronger adults who act as living shields. This setup not only reduces heat loss, but also creates a sense of comfort and safety. The warmth of several bodies combined can raise the temperature of a sleeping area by several degrees, enough to make the difference between freezing and surviving. The practice is so refined that even movements during the night are coordinated, ensuring the group maintains its shared heat envelope. Breathing often synchronizes naturally, creating a calm, rhythmic atmosphere that enhances both rest and connection. In the Arctic, togetherness isn't just cultural, it's a finely tuned survival mechanism passed down through generations. Breathing in Arctic cold comes with serious risks, so the Inuit use smart techniques to protect their lungs. They often cover their faces with fur or fabric, creating a warm microclimate that gently heats the air before it's inhaled. Breathing through the nose is key. It naturally warms and moistens the air, unlike mouth breathing, which sends icy air straight to the lungs. They also slow their breathing rhythm to limit exposure to cold air, taking deep, controlled breaths that reduce the stress on their respiratory system. Some sleeping shelters are even built with small breathing holes positioned near the face, acting like natural air tunnels that warm the air as it passes through packed snow. This prevents moisture buildup and ensures a steady, breathable airflow. In these extreme conditions, even something as simple as how you breathe becomes a matter of life and death, and the Inuit have perfected it. The quollic, a traditional seal oil lamp, is the Inuits' brilliant solution for heating an igloo without melting it. Carved from stone and fueled by rendered seal blubber, it burns with a steady flame that produces just enough heat to raise the interior temperature without weakening the snow walls. But it's more than just a heater. It also provides light, dries clothing, and even melts snow for drinking water. The lamp is carefully placed on a stone or snow platform, allowing warm air to circulate gently through the shelter. Wick length is adjusted with precision to control the flame. Too short, and it won't give enough heat. Too long, and it risks smoke or wasted fuel. With the right touch, the quollic becomes the heart of the igloo, quietly supporting life through the Arctic night. Where you sleep inside an igloo can mean the difference between warmth and freezing. The Inuit always build raised sleeping platforms about 2 to 3 feet above the floor because warm air rises and cold air sinks. These platforms are placed as far as possible from the entrance, which lets in the most cold, and are carefully positioned near the quollic, the seal oil lamp, to benefit from its gentle heat. This setup creates a perfect microclimate where sleepers stay in the warmest layer of air, shielded from drafts and cold spots. In the coldest Arctic nights, sled dogs become more than loyal companions. They're living heaters. Their thick fur traps heat incredibly well, even when damp, and their body warmth adds a powerful boost to the sleeping area. Inuit families often invite their dogs to sleep at their feet, keeping extremities warm through shared heat. The dogs benefit too, staying sheltered from the harsh cold. When they shed, their soft underfur is collected and turned into lightweight, insulating blankets. It's a perfect example of nature and survival working hand in hand. Wet clothes or damp bedding can pull heat from the body fast, leading to frostbite or worse. That's why the Inuit follow strict bedtime rituals, brushing off snow, drying clothes near the quillik, and making sure nothing damp enters the sleeping area. For extra warmth, they heat stones by the fire, wrap them in hide, and place them near the feet or back. These natural warmers radiate heat through the night, keeping the cold and moisture at bay. Surviving the Arctic night takes more than physical preparation. It requires mental strength. The Inuit practice focused breathing and visualization to stay calm and centered, even in extreme cold. Instead of panicking, they shift their thoughts toward warmth and survival. Storytelling and songs passed down through generations help build confidence and resilience, turning fear into focus. This cultural mindset, calm, steady, and rooted in tradition, is as essential to survival as any tool or shelter. Children are taught early on to manage discomfort with patience and to treat the cold not as an enemy, but as a challenge to be met with discipline and clarity. Over time, this mental training becomes second nature, instilling a deep inner calm that helps the Inuit endure conditions most would find unbearable. Generations of Arctic living have shaped the Inuit body into a cold-weather survival machine. They naturally maintain a higher core temperature and faster metabolism, producing more internal heat even at rest. Their blood vessels respond differently too, allowing more warmth to reach hands and feet when most bodies would shut that flow down. Regular exposure to the cold also boosts brown fat, a special type of tissue that burns energy to generate heat. It's a built-in defense system, forged by life in one of the harshest climates on Earth. Every method the Inuit use, from smart layering and caribou hides to breathing control and group sleeping, fits together like pieces of a survival puzzle. It's a complete system, refined over generations, that turns freezing nights into manageable, even comfortable rest. No high-tech gear, no electric heaters, just knowledge, instinct, and deep respect for nature's design.